Okay, so today I'm going to go through some pie charts and also look at the mean to hopefully help you guys with your work. We're going to look at how you calculate the angles needed to draw a pie chart and also how you calculate the mean from a list of data. So just before we get on to those examples, there's just a few things I want you to be aware of whilst you're watching this video lesson. Okay, so firstly, please make sure you've got some pen and paper nearby and make notes as we go along. Okay, it's really important that you note down the important bits to help you with your work later on, so you've got it there later to look at. Also, remember this is a video. If you miss something, you can rewind it and look at bits again. So if you need to, please make sure you do that. Be prepared to pause the video at certain points. So you might see that pause symbol on a slide. That suggests that we've done an example together and now you guys are going to have a go at a question at home. So you'll just pause the video, have a go at that question on some paper and then press play to carry on. There might also be an activity or something to do. Please make sure you are having a go at those questions that go along with this and actively participating. Finally, please make sure you are focusing. Okay, we've made these videos to help you. Please make sure you are listening and trying to go through. Do not have the TV or any music on at the same time because it can be really distracting. Okay, save the music for later. Alright, okay, so we're going to look at pie charts. You would of course have seen pie charts before, sometimes in advertising. So they're that circle split up in sections like you can see on the screen. Okay, so different colours to represent different parts. So this one says that a pie chart represents £100. So the whole pie chart represents £100. How many pounds are represented by the red? Okay, so just have a look at that red proportion of the pie chart. Think about what fraction it is and how much that might represent. Okay, have you got an answer? Okay, you should have got that it was £25. Okay, so you can see that that red fraction is a quarter of that whole circle. Okay, so a quarter of 100 divided by 4, you should get £25. Okay, so that's just looking at and interpreting a pie chart. What we also need to be able to do is to draw a pie chart by working out angles. Okay, so thinking about that pie chart, we know it's a full circle. How many degrees are there in a full turn? Okay, you should get 360 degrees. Okay, so we know in a circle or round a point, we've got 360 degrees. We are going to use that to help us split up those parts of our pie chart into our categories. Okay, so let's have a look at a little one together. Okay, so it says a class of 40 students were asked what their favourite genre of film was. The data has been recorded in the table for you. Draw a pie chart to show the data. Okay, so the frequency is just how many people said each category. We need to split our pie chart into those categories. So in order to do that, we've got to share out that 360 degrees, that whole circle, in the right proportions. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is see how many people answered it in total. Well, we already know this one is 40, so we add in our total. Okay, we need to think how that total of 40 people then relates to 360 degrees in a circle. Okay, so how do we get from 40 to 360? Think about what you have to times by. Okay, you should get that you have to times that by 9. Okay, so we've got to times it by 9 to get to 360 degrees. Because we want to split that 360 degrees between all the different categories, what you then need to do is just times all of those frequencies by 9. Okay, so just go through times all those frequencies by 9, you should get 108, 72, 45, 108, and 27. If you're not quite sure if you have got those right, what you can do is just add up that degrees column and make sure they add up to 360. Okay, so then once you've got those angles, you could then use a protractor to draw it. Okay, but at the moment we're going to focus on working out those angles. So remember, we looked at the total frequency and saw how many times that goes into 360 and then times every frequency by that. Okay, so just another one to have a look at. Okay, so this time it's musical instruments. In a survey, people were asked to indicate which of 5 musical instruments they played, and we're going to represent that in a pie chart. Okay, looking at this, we've got a total number of people of 90. Okay, so think about what that first step was. How do we relate that total to the angles in our circle? So how does 90 get to 360? So how do we get from 90 to 360? We have to times it by 4. Okay, so we're just going to times every frequency by 4 to get the following angles. Okay, once you've then got those angles, you would use a protractor to then construct your pie chart. Okay, so mark a line on to start with, put your protractor, make sure it's on 0 if you do have a go at using a protractor, measure round to your first angle, mark it on, start from that line, and keep going until you get all the way round your circle. Okay, so I've done a lot of talking already, so now it's your go. Okay, what I would like you guys to do now is a bit of a practice. Okay, so you're going to pause this video and you're going to have a look at these 2 tables. You're going to look at those frequencies, remember total first, see how that relates to that 360 and work out the angles for me. So the angles for each of those dog breeds should represent, and then a slightly trickier one is that green question. Okay, so pause the video now and give that a go for me. Okay, when you're ready to look at the answer, just press play. Okay, so well done for having a go at that. Let's see how he got on. Okay, so that first one, you should have noticed that those dog breeds, the number of people that answered, it added up to 36. So you needed to times every frequency by 10. Okay, so they're the angles you should have gotten, and it also shows you what it would look like if you drew it. The second one then, a little bit trickier, because you actually ended up with a bigger number than the 360. You got 720, which means that you actually needed to halve every frequency this time, or times it by 0.5, which just means the same thing. Okay, so they're the following, they're the angles that you should have got there on the screen. Okay, well done if you did get that right. Okay, so that's pie charts done then. Okay, so you should be able to answer your pie charts questions now. We're also going to have a little look at the mean. Okay, so some of your questions this week are about working out the mean. So first of all, we need to know what is the mean and how do we calculate it. Okay, so the mean is the average of the numbers. So it's if we've got a long list of numbers and we've spread across different amounts, what is the average that we could pick out of that? Okay, so the mean is calculated, okay, so some of you might remember, by adding up all of the numbers together in that list and then dividing by how many you've got. Okay, so you add up all the numbers together and then divide by however many numbers are in the list. Okay, so let's have a little look. Okay, so we've got the numbers 2, 4, 5, 9, 2 and 2. Okay, so step 1, we add up all the numbers. Okay, if we add up all the numbers, you should get 24. Okay, we've added those up, so we now have to divide by how many there are in the list. So you should see there are 6 numbers in that list. 24 divided by 6 is 4. Okay, so the mean of that list of numbers is 4. Okay, as simple as that. Add all the numbers together, divide by how many there are. Okay, when you are doing this, try to write them out as 2 separate calculations as I have done. As you'll probably know, if I teach you, that I don't like it when we put calculations all in one line. So if you wrote that 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 9 plus 2 plus 2 equals 24 divided by 6 equals 4, that doesn't really make sense, okay? Because the first bit equals 24, and then we take that 24 and divide it by 6, okay? Keep it as 2 separate calculations so that we are mathematically correct. I know it's easy to write it out as one big line, but try and write it out separately for me, okay? Okay, so another one then. Okay, a football team played 6 games. Here are the number of goals they scored in each game. Okay, you are now going to pause this video and work out the mean. Okay, so remember, add them all up and divide by how many there are. Okay, so pause this for me, and give it a go. Okay, well done. Okay, so let's have a look at the answer then. You should have added them all up to get an answer of 18. There were 6 numbers in the list, so 18 divided by 6, you should get 3. Okay, so well done if you got that. If you didn't quite get that, just have another look for me and see if you can spot your mistake. Okay, right, so last little bit, just a kind of bit of an extra challenge for you guys. This is a slightly different question. Okay, so it's finding a missing value when looking at the mean. Okay, so the mean of 4 numbers is 11. 3 of the numbers are 7, 12, and 13. What is the missing number? Okay, so just have a little look at that. Start working it through. See if you can figure out how to do that one. Okay, so it says the mean of 4 numbers is 11. So 4 numbers in our list. The mean is 11. We've got 3 of those numbers already. What is the missing number? Okay, so it's saying 7, 12, and 13, and then another number on the end that we don't know, have to add up and then divide to get a mean of 11. Okay, so if we had a mean of 11 with 4 numbers, think about what those 4 numbers had to add up to. We added them up and then divided it by how many there are. So we divided it by 4 to get 11. Okay, so have a go, see if you've worked it out. Okay, so we added them up and then divided by 4 to get 11. So you can reverse that. 11 times 4 is 44. Okay, so those numbers had to add up to 44. We've already got 3 of those numbers. 7 add 12 add 13 is 32. Okay, so we can take that away from 44 and you should get 12. Okay, so that missing number was 12. Okay, massive well done if you've got that. Okay, so well done. We've now covered mean and pie charts. So now have a go at your questions that you've been set for this week for me. Okay?